Problem 4 helps you practice finding the slope of a line. Let's get some practice finding slope of the line. The directions say, for each graph, look at the two given points and find the rise and the run between those points by looking at the x and y coordinates. And then it says record. You're going to record that in this table. The vertical change, horizontal change, and the slope. So this is going to be graph A, B, and C in this table. A, B, and C. All right, let's do it together. I'll help you with this one. I bet after I do the first one, you're going to have no trouble at all. Looking at the 2 points in graph A, can you find the rise? The rise is the change in y. I'm going to draw it right on here. It's this line. This is the rise from this point to the other point. I'll draw it on the other side too. The rise going up. And the run is from this x coordinate to this x coordinate. That's the run, the change in x. So vertical change is going up, horizontal change is going over. Okay, let's find these values. Now the vertical change, y, that is going from point 3 to point 9. From 3 to 9, what is the difference between 3 and 9? Just subtract the 2 points. Oops, let me do it this way. 9 minus 3, the change is 6, equal to 6. 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. So put that in here for the vertical change, 6. Let me make that a little darker. There we go. And then what is the horizontal change in graph A? The horizontal change goes from x equals 1 to x equals 4. The horizontal change, we'll call delta x, and my pen's not working suddenly. There we go, change in x. That goes from 4 to 1, or from 1 to 4. So let's subtract those points to find the difference. 4 minus 1 equals 3. There's the horizontal change. And then what is the slope between those 2 points? Remember what I said, slope equals rise over run. I'll write it again, and you should have this memorized by now. The rise is delta y, and the run is delta x. Slope equals rise, means going up, and run, going over. So make a ratio of these two numbers to get the slope. That's going to be 6 over 3. The slope is 6 over 3. Reduce that fraction, and you get 2. Okay? Let me help you with B, and then I want you to do C on your own. So for B, the change in y, it starts at y equals 1.5 and ends at y equals 3.5. So subtract 1 point from the other, 3.5 minus 1.5, and you get a vertical increase of 2 units. The rise is equal to 2. And then the change in x is, it starts at x equals 2 and ends at x equals 10. So let's subtract those points. 10 minus 2 gives you the change in x, and that is 8. Put those values into the table. For graph B, the vertical change was y increases by 2 units. The horizontal change is x increases by 8 units. And then what is the slope of that line? Rise over run. Vertical change divided by horizontal change is 2 divided by 8. And if you reduce that ratio, you get 1/4. The slope of the line is 1/4. Do the same thing with graph C and put your answers on this line so I can check your work, please. Let's go on to problem 5. It says, describe a procedure for finding the slope between any 2 points on the line using the points x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're not going to use numbers here. We're just going to use x2, y2, x1, y1. So The slope is the delta y over the delta x. What is the change in y from the first point to the second point? From this y1 to this y2, what is the change in y? Well, if you subtract, you can get the change in y. y2 minus y1 gives you the change in y, the horizontal change. Same thing for the change in x. The change in x is the second point minus the first point. This x-coordinate here minus this x-coordinate here gives you the change in x. So that's going to be x2 minus x1. Ding! This gives you the slope of a line using any 2 points. Type your answer in here, please. Describe a procedure for finding the slope. So my procedure is find the difference between the y-coordinates and find the difference between the x-coordinates to make your ratio. Good job, guys. Type in your answers neatly and precisely, please.